Hello everybody. In this screencast we're going to look at the Google Play services, mainly location services, and how to get your current location, right? So in order to do that, first we have to set up the Google Play services, because the Google location services are now integrated inside the Google Play services. So if you scroll down a little bit in the setup, it will tell you which library. So if we look at Google Play services, there is location. So if I scroll down a little, maybe I can search location. I need to know which library to add. So here it is. So basically it's called the Fuse Location Provider for Android. So I'll click here. This is the library name. So I go in, I created a project which has the permissions, because it will need the location permissions, and you just need to do implementation, and you need to add the location services. So let me disable the completions from GitHub Copilot. Right, here it is. So here is the location services. Here it is, sync now. So I have the library already there. Now when I look here, how do I get my last known location? I need a fused location provider, so I'll do that. Okay, so here we are. I go here. Now when I click on import, you see it's going to import it, and if you look, you will see that the imported version has the Google services. You see here, Google Mobile Services location, the one we just added, right? So here it is. We have the Fusion provider. Let's just walk over through what we're doing here, just so that you get an idea of what I'm trying to do here. So basically, in order to use, you will see, in order to use the Google Play services, you have to request the location permissions. See here. So I already requested the location permissions. So what I did is, if you look at the layout, there is a button, right? It says get your current location, and that button will check to see do you have the permissions, and it checks to see do you have the fine and the course permissions, are they granted. So it checks to see do you have that permission. If not, checks the rationale for the fine location, because we know that the fine location is the superior one that we would like to request. Now if there is a rationale required, we just show the pop-up or a dialog to indicate to the user why do we need that and what's the rationale. Here we are requesting multiple permissions, both the fine and the course, and if there is no rationale required, we require it. So basically, ultimately, you will be able to get the permission, right? So basically now here I will have another method. I'll call it private void get let's say get last location. Okay, so basically that's what's gonna get triggered. So let's do the get last location first. So now if everything is good, then if you have the permission, then we'll go and try to get your last location. So if we look at the code here, this is how you set up your fused location client. So here it is. We're gonna set up the fused location client. Okay. Now if everything is good, I'll just say get last location, and basically you see here they make it look very simple. You just say get last location from the Fusion client, and then there is an on success listener. So let's have a look. So let's go here, and here is the fused location listener, get last known location, add on complete listener, new on complete listener, and here we go. Now it's not happy because it expects you to do a permission check. We don't need the permission check because I already sure that I have the permission, right? So basically I'm going to go here and I will suppress that permission check, because I will only come here if I have the permissions. He has location permissions. Anyhow, so we are here. I go here, I check to see if the task is successful. Else, if it's not successful, so if the task is successful, I can get the location. I'll say location equals task.get result, and that's the location, and then just show you the location. Okay, so I'll go here, I'll say what the location is, and here we are. Else the task is not successful, I'll just say task.get exception print stack trace, so that I could see what the problem is. So basically, if you have the permission, you're good to go. And also in here, if you have define permission allowed, I'll just go in and get the location. Okay, so basically this is the launcher. It gets the result. I'm just checking the result for define location, because of the hierarchy between the find location and the course location. You know, if you allow the find location, this means you also allowed the course location. So I'm just checking to see if you have the find location. If everything is good, then I will just go and get the last location. All right. Okay, cool. So now let's have a look at what we're getting here. Now let me show you something quick. So if you look here, if you scroll down a little bit, they are saying that get last location gets the location estimate more quickly and minimizes battery usage. However, the location information might be out of date. So basically, get the last location returns a task, and it will return the last null location. It might return a null location also, right? If the location was not requested. So let's have a look at the emulator. I have the emulator here. Let me show you some things. Okay, so here we are. So what I did is I opened Google Maps. So you see here I have Google Maps inside the phone, right? And if you click on these three dots, it shows you a map here. You can change where it is. So basically, let's say I want to go to Chicago. I want to convince the phone or emulate the location to be in Chicago. I say set location. It goes here. Now when I go to Google Maps in the emulator and I click here, and it thinks it's in Chicago, right? So I'm able to change my location through the emulator, right? So I can emulate my location, right? So now let's run and see this. We run this. I'm running my app now, and basically when you click on the button, it will try to get the permission for the location. So here we are. I click on get current location. It asks me, do you want the precise or approximate? Let's pick the precise and allow while you're using the app. And the location needs find location permission to all of that. So I'll go to settings. Let's see what is going on here. Run the app again. Let me delete this app. Maybe I ran it before. Let's see. Okay, this is not the permissions one. Uninstall this. And I think it was the current location app. Here it is. Uninstall. Uninstall. Okay, so now we run it again. Okay, get the current location. I click the precise. Allow while using the app. And then it's showing me this. The app needs find location. So if the find location is allowed, we never set it up. So basically I did a mistake here. I'll say find location allowed equals equals get that. Here we are. So I need to set it up. I never set it. So let's run it again. Okay, so find location allowed. I'm just checking to see if it's not null, and then I'm just getting it from the result, because the result is this map that has the location and or the permission, and was it allowed or no, right? So click here, and now if we go to the logcat, you see that I received a fused location, and this fused location is usually the location for this is Chicago's location. Right, so basically if you go here and you go say maps.google and you try to tell it, I don't know if I type in the these coordinates, will it go to the coordinates? Yeah, see here, this should be Chicago. So if you go here, it is Chicago. See here, this is Lake Michigan on the side, and it's showing Chicago. All right, so you see that this is the fused location. Now if we go and change it, so let's go here and change it to, let's say, Charlotte, North Carolina. Here it is, and I click on set it to this. So now if I click on the current location, it's still telling me that I'm in Chicago. It didn't change. Why? Because this is the fused location. This is the last requested location. This means that some app has to request the location, because you are trying to get what is my last location. You know, if you look at the code here is doing what? Get my last location. So basically you see now this app, the mapping application now has requested the location, and it knows now you are in Charlotte. So now if we go back to our application, let's see here, and I click on get current location, you will see now the location has changed. Now it's showing as Charlotte. See here, if you go here, you type it here, and it will show you in Charlotte. See here. So the problem is with last location is not very reliable. You see here it's showing you as you are in Charlotte. You know, so I wouldn't really use that, right? So basically, my advice is not to use get last location, but instead use the other approach that they have indicated here, which is get current location. So basically, let's have a look at how to do get current location. In order to get current location, there is a little bit of a setup that you have to do, okay? And that setup is, let's see. So basically, we are here. Let's go back. We don't need all of this. I'm going to change the code for get last location. It's not going to be this, you know. I'm going to make it get you the current location. So basically, if we go up a little bit, now the first step that we have to do is we have to create a current location request. So here is current location. We need to create a current location request. Current location request, and it's not happy for some reason, but here we are. Import it. Okay, current location request, and this is the current location request equals current location request builder. So basically, if you look at this library, you will see that there is a builder. So here you see there is a current location request, right? And the current location request, you create it using a builder. You see here. So basically, I'm going to say new current location request. Current location request builder. Here it is. Dot builder, and I'll say dot build. That will give you at the end a current location request. So now if we go back here and we look at the current location request, and I click on the builder, and here is the builder, and the builder constructs a new builder with default values, right? And then you could set the duration. So basically, the duration in milliseconds is the location requested. So basically, if you look here, this is the duration. Sets the duration in milliseconds of the location request used to derive the current location. If no historical location satisfies the current location request, then it will expire. Otherwise, it will switch it on. So basically, this is the duration for which the location has been requested, right? So basically, and then the granularity is controls how fine is it fine or is it coarse, right? And then also, if you scroll, the priority is used to derive the current location if no historic satisfies that priority. So it sets the priority. So if you look at the priority, right? Usually the priority is how much power you want to push out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the granularity. Set granularity to granularity dot, and I want it to be fine, right? So that's set granularity, and let's say set priority to priority dot high priority, and then also set the duration milliseconds to, let's say, 5 seconds. So something that happens within 5 seconds, and then set maximum update age in milliseconds. So basically, what's the maximum age of a location that you are willing to accept? If I put it as 0, which is not recommended, but 0 means that every time you tell it to get you your current location, if there is an older location that has been there, it's not going to be used, because you are saying that I don't accept anything that is older than 0, right? So you don't want to do that. But just for for the sake of testing here, we will do that. So now, when you do fuse location dot get current location, you see here that there is a current location request, which is the one that we have at the top, and then there is a cancellation token. So usually the cancellation token is a mechanism to cancel the request if you don't need it. So I'll show you how to create a cancellation token. So in order to create a cancellation token, you do a cancellation. Let's see, cancellation token source is okay, and this is, we'll call it cancellation token source equal new cancellation token source, right? So basically, this is a source of tokens. So you could say cancellation dot get token. You could do that. Now we'll do the fused token dot get current location, and I'll pass it the request, so current token request, and cancellation token source dot get token dot add on complete listener new on complete listener. All right, so here we are. So we have that. Now we could just say if task is successful or not successful. I'll just copy this stuff from here. It's the same story. Copy it from here, paste it here. Okay. So now this will get you the last location, and it will turn on the GPS, right? So basically, let's run this. We run the app. I'll open up this, and let's say we are in Charlotte, North Carolina. So when I go and look at the locate, let me delete this. Run the app again, and I click on get current location, and it takes a little bit of time. You see, it's taking time, and then it came back with this location, right? So now let's go to, let's say, New York. Here it is. Set my location to New York. Now I click the button here. It's taking time, and then it has a different value. No, it didn't have a different value. Let's check a little bit here to make sure that it is here. I click on it again. It's the 5 seconds, you see. Waiting a little bit, and here it is. It did change, and we're able to get the location. You see here, you are able to do that, but you have to keep in mind that this is an asynchronous call. It takes time. It will take time, and then you will be notified when it is completed. Okay, so you are able now to get your current location, and you're also able to get the last location. It's pretty straightforward. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.